KREM 2 News 10 at 10 begins now.
Right now, you're taking a live look at a protest in Los Angeles, just one of many taking place across the nation tonight in reaction to the graphic body cam footage released just hours ago. That footage shows the moment Tyre Nichols was brutally beaten by Memphis police officers. Good evening and thank you for trusting us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Right now, police departments are monitoring the situation across the U.S. closely, but the family is asking protesters to stay peaceful. CBS's Skylar Henry is following this story from Memphis tonight, and we do want to warn you, the video is difficult to watch.
Highly disturbing video released by the city of Memphis shows the police beating of Tyre Nichols on January 7th.
Damn, I didn't do anything.
The 29-year-old father was stopped near his home on suspicion of reckless driving. Body cam footage shows officers were immediately confrontational, yelling at him to get down. They eventually tased Nichols, but he's able to run away. Nichols is caught at a second location where officers are seen holding him down and beating him repeatedly while he screams for his mother. More than 20 minutes pass before paramedics arrive on scene and provide medical attention.
And any of you who have children, please don't let them see it. And I want to say to the 5 police officers that murdered my son, you also disgraced your own families.
Ahead of the video's release, the family asked the public here in Memphis and across the country to stay peaceful as they demonstrate.
We do not want any type of uproar.
Planned protests were held in cities from coast to coast, calling for police accountability and justice for Nichols. Police detained several people in New York when a cop car was swarmed. CBS News has learned that investigators are searching for more potential video evidence from surveillance cameras in an effort to determine with more certainty what sparked the confrontation. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Memphis, Tennessee.
Meanwhile, here in Spokane and around the inland Northwest, local leaders are reacting to the news that is coming out of Memphis tonight. It's what KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk is looking into tonight for us. Kyle.
Well, Spokane's mayor and police chief put out a statement hours before these videos were released. They called what happened inhumane. Curtis Robinson with Spokane's NAACP told us there needs to be a change across the law enforcement industry to protect people on both sides of the badge.
And the reality is that no matter who you are behind that badge, no matter what color you are behind that badge, the disproportionate treatment that people of color continue to receive is beyond disturbing and absolutely proven.
Spokane NAACP First Vice President Curtis Robinson says police brutality is nothing new. It's just been well documented in recent years thanks to smartphones and officer-worn body cameras.
They've been doing this strenuous, demanding job for so long with almost zero accountability up until recent times. You know, this industry is being called to change. And it is well past time. And frankly, we're tired of watching so much of the undeserving human family on either side of this badge die in such tragic and unnecessary ways.
Hours before the city of Memphis released videos showing the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols, Mayor Nadine Woodward and Chief Craig Meidel sent out a joint statement calling the incident devastating and inhumane. They say Spokane is listening and learning from Memphis. The press release went on to say, quote, the Spokane Police Department has spent several years learning how to better approach volatile situations, how to use words and context to interpret actions, and avoid or de-escalate confrontations. WSU Police Chief Gary Jenkins called Nichols' death tragic and horrific, saying, quote, every police officer across the country should denounce the actions that led to Mr. Nichols' death. I am disgusted by the actions of the former police officers who perpetrated this attack. I am glad they will be held accountable. Law enforcement across the country bracing for more protests.
Well, hopefully, however people choose to respond to this, they're going to respond in a way that calls for meaningful action.
In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
New tonight, a lawsuit filed against Providence Health will go to trial. The lawsuit alleges Providence put profit over people. Today, a judge denied a motion by the state attorney general's office to rule in their favor before trial. The AG says Providence sent poor patients to debt collectors instead of notifying them about an act that would have excused most or all of their medical bills.
That's part of caring for your patient. And it seems to me that's just a part of care that has just been completely dropped by the hospital systems.
The trial is currently scheduled to start this summer. Well, in the meantime, as we take a look at our forecast right now, we've got meteorologist Michelle Boss in the KREM 2 Weather Center tonight. And Michelle, I went home briefly to go and check on my dog, and the fog that has just rolled into Spokane in particular was very fast moving. But that's not all that's in our forecast, is it?
Yeah, we're not going to be worried about fog after tonight, as we've got some bitter cold air moving in and some bitter cold wind chills as well that we're going to be dealing with over the weekend. As we take a look at satellite and radar, normally we see our storm systems come from the west. This one's actually coming from the northeast. Sometimes we call it a backdoor cold front. You can see that line of snow showers moving through. It's going to bring heavier snow showers to the mountains of North Idaho and the central Idaho panhandle. But for the rest of us, just looking at very light dustings of snow. So winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in effect again for North Idaho and the central panhandle, mainly for those higher elevations. 4 to 6 inches of snow across North Idaho, 2 to 7 across places like Lookout Pass. Temperature wise, we're in the 30s right now, but it's going to be even colder tomorrow, and some strong winds are going to be moving through as temperatures fall into the 20s. We'll see wind gusts from 25 to as high as 40 miles per hour. And look at those highs over the next couple of days. Only 29 on Saturday, and highs only in the upper teens and lower 20s on Sunday.
Well, let's go on now to Nightbeat with a quick look at the day's top stories. KREM 2 is continuing our coverage of a hit-and-run case from last Friday night. The Washington State Patrol's still looking for information about what happened, and tonight we now know the name of the man killed a week ago. WSP says 59-year-old Dwayne Coulter crashed on the Sprague on-ramp to westbound I-90 and was hit by a car that didn't stop. KREM 2 spoke with an acquaintance of Coulter's who says he was a virtual stranger who went out of his way to give her a meaningful gift.
Because it's somebody that saw that I was having a moment where I missed someone, and they took an opportunity to pay attention.
Tonight, Coulter's family still asking for that driver or anyone who knows anything to come forward. Investigators discovered new evidence in the case of a 5-year-old Fruitland boy who's been missing for almost 2 years. The evidence was discovered during a search of a house where Michael Vaughn was last seen. It's been sent to a DNA lab for further testing, but results will take some time. Michael went missing back in July of 2021. And a Fairchild Airmen Squadron rescued an injured snowmobiler who was stranded for 18 hours. It happened earlier this month near Schweitzer Mountain. According to Fairchild, it took the team of 2 pilots, 2 special mission aviators, and a paramedic about 2 hours to successfully rescue the person. The snowmobiler spent several hours outside in 19-degree weather with little access to food or water. The rescue marks 708 people rescued by the squadron in their 50 years of operation. That was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, text the word night to 509-448-2000. We'll send them right to your phone. Well, the second Lilac Grand Prix kicked off at the podium tonight. The top track teams in the country compete against each other for records and titles in one of Spokane's newest complexes. Tonight marked the opening day of the professional indoor track and field circuit in the United States. And preparations are underway for the return of Spokane's Lunar New Year celebration this weekend at the Spokane Convention Center to celebrate the Year of the Rabbit. Starting tomorrow afternoon at 1, there will be performances, food, and music. Fireworks cap off everything at 7 tomorrow night. Organizers say these celebrations are a good way for Spokane's diverse community to celebrate their heritage. You can also see someone who looks very familiar. We all know who this guy is. Our very own Tim Pham from Up with KREM is emceeing tomorrow's celebration. For information about Lunar New Year events in Spokane, text the word lunar to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone.